Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
I think Princey already given my introduction, but let me give you a brief idea. Basically, I am B Mechanical, and then I had completed my MBA Finance, and currently I am working as a principal. Hence, there are lots of administrative activity. But in my initial phase, I did a good amount of research, and based on that, I generally taking the sessions on the, giving idea about the what this, students or participants or faculties need to do for creating a good research profile or research matrix, or what we can say is how to select the good journal, because nowadays there are lots of fact journals also. There is a cloning problem also. There is a lots of people are asking for money, and even after paying a 35,000 or 50,000 rupees, the generally article is not went into the actual database of the scopus. Many journals are like, they claim that they are a scopus listed, and actually they are showing into the scopus list also. But the journals, all articles are not posted into the scopus. So at that time, you can communicate with the editor of the journal also, that why your article is not still reflected in the scopus profile. So today we'll try to understand the research matrix first of all. So whenever we talk about a good researcher, it is a more of qualitative word. Good, better, best, this is a qualitative word, and that's why we may be not in a position to define that this particular researcher is best researcher, or this particular journal is the best journal, or this institute is a best institute for doing a research. That we are unable to comment upon, because it is a qualitative and it's a purely subjective. So the worldwide, many interested publishers like Elsewhere, and if we talk about the Publon, they decided to convert this qualitative aspects into the quantitative aspects. And then research matrix comes into the picture, which is actually converting those qualitative aspect of the research output in the quantity. So that's a number, right? So you must aware about the many authors having a 400 500 type of publication. But when we are looking at their publication, or when we are reading their research article, we many times feeling that there is no sense in writing this particular article. It is readily available in text and everything. So how we may be able to define that this article is good or not, this author is doing a good research or not, this institute is doing a good research or not? So then we need to understand the research matrix first. If you understand research matrix, you may be able in a position to define between, or identifying, when you have a two researchers, you can identify, okay, his quality of research work is better than this particular person. And it is always comparative. Mostly we are living in the world where we need to compare with the one another, right? There is nothing called absolute, because we all know that we are not in doing the research of identifying or finding the medicine for the cancer or AIDS. So yes, when we are doing the research, it is comparatively good or bad, that we need to identify. That's it, right? So we also covered in this particular session about the e-resources, and which e-resources should be utilized or optimized by the researcher, right, when they are searching for the good journals for their own publication, or sometimes some journals for the purpose of identifying good articles related to their subject area, right? Now this research matrix is again remain the common. So whether you are from the engineering background, whether you are from the management background, social science and humanities, whichever background you have, this will remain the common. When we see the research matrix, it is not faculty wise the different parameters, right? So worldwide there are some acceptable parameters which we need to understand here in this particular session, right? So we'll try to understand the research matrix perspective. At the end of the session, I will share one a book also, which is a purely on the research matrix. You can also download it from the Elsewhere itself, because Elsewhere is providing that PDF book file free of the cost, because they also want to market the idea about the research matrix to define that good research, better research, and best research, right? Then important of the Scopus, we will try to understand preparing a profile in the Scopus or say in Publon, Google Scholar. That also we will discuss. Some source like a Google Scholar or EBSCO. We'll try to understand those source of e-resources also. Some important point which is related to the cloning of the journals, and we need to identify it before we are publishing it, right? So nowadays in the most of the institute or universities they are making this list like a UGC Web of Science or Scopus, right? So what is the UGC Web of Science and Scopus, that also will cover, and we'll try to understand when some journal is claiming that okay we are UGC listed, how you can identify that okay actually it is a UGC listed or not, actually it is a Scopus listed or not, right? So that is we will going to cover in this particular session. So starting with the first point, which is related to the what is a research matrices, right? Up to this point, introductory part, everyone is okay with that, right? So we move towards to the the first part of it, defining the research matrix and understanding the research matrix.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can write down in the chat box because I generally move to the chat box whenever I am asking a question. So yes, okay. So what is the research matrix? There is no, very specific or word by word definition of research matrices, right? So when we talk about research matrix, elsewhere may have a bit different definition. Web of Science may have a different definition. Institute to institute also it varies. General recognition is also varies institute to institute, country to country. In fact, we maybe not cover that part here, but in European country, they generally looking for the ABS listing, right? If we talk about the Australia as a country, they are looking at the ABDC listing, right? So these are the some general list which is acceptable in the European or Australia. But in India, yes, we are more concerned about the scope of Web of Science and UGC listed. So, of course, 70 to 80% of ABS or ABDC listed journals are also Scopus or at least Web of Science listed. So, we need not to worry about it. In fact, if we talk about the Journal of IIM Bangalore, it is a Web of Science listed, but it is not Scopus listed, right? Decision. Similarly, some of the journals in IIMs are Scopus listed, but not a part of Web of Science. So that's quite possible. You need not to worry about it, right? So the basic objective of research matrix is to measure the scientific impact of the researcher. We are doing a research, we are writing articles, we are doing empirical things, we are doing experiments in the lab and everywhere. We may have a prototype development of the particular project, and then we are putting it to the company, university or organization, and we seek many times funding for the actual implication of that research work. But most of the research are remain in the library only, right? So when it is developed, whether actually anyone in this world is interested to read your article is not is the most important. If no one is interested in reading your article or your research work, it means that it is not making any impact into the particular area. So, if we talk about this in a finance, if we talk about the CAPM model, capital asset pricing model, it was established in 1964, but till date, even today in the textbook of security analysis and portfolio management, the asset pricing is starting with the CAPM only. Of course, it is a very old and traditional model. Now there are more latest literature is available for the creating a model of asset pricing. But my point here is, if your research article is not creating interest among the same area of specialization, it may be not, helping to contribute to the literature, right? So that's why the research matrix is helping you to understand the impact of your research work, right? But scientifically. So why we call it scientifically? Because answer, if I am calculating, if X person is calculating, if Y person is calculating, answer comes same. Scientific is like, when we are saying the science, it means that it is a, true means true, There is nothing like the maybe or maybe not, right? When we talk about the arts and commerce, many times we are talking about maybe, maybe not. But when we use the word science, it means that anyone in the world, if calculating with the same methodology, will get the same answer, right? So it's a quantitative measure, right? So research metrics are the quantitative measures that can help you to assign the research output at both article, journal, not even article and journal, even at the author level and institute level. So we'll discuss the institute and author level research matrices also. But here in elsewhere, Taylor and Francis has identified this research matrices as a article level and journal level impact of the research, right? Research work they publish. So there is a right time to quote one quotes here. That's not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. What is the simple meaning of this statement is many people are having behind the quantitative, like 400, 450 publication, 500 publication. But if you are creating a publication without creating a impact in a society, sorry to say this, but it is completely waste, right? You should put your articles into the dustbin. And when read the many published article into the journals, which is not right journal to publish your article, you feel that this article is completely waste, right? So numbers count, publication, article published doesn't important. Whether your published work is referred by other, whether your published work is contributing to the literature in your area. Again, I am repeating, area may be anything. You may be work into the engineering area, medical area, pharmacy, management, social science, whatever. But if your article is not making impact, then it is useless. In fact, slowly and gradually people are realized that not only publish article research papers in journals is making an impact, sometimes on the website, on the Google, on the social media also, people are writing a blog articles. Those blog articles and news are also making an impact, right? So if you let's say for example you are writing some blog, and if it is making an impact to society, we may consider you as a good contributor into the literature. Of course, there is a different type of article, research article, then only what we called it as a general article, news article. So that may be not counted as a research article, but yes, your publication having an impact. So there is a social media measures are also given by the elsewhere, which helps us to understand that whether it is making any impact in the social media platform or not, right? So that also we'll discuss today. Matrix basically aim to give the balanced multidimensional view of assessing a published research. So, which is already published, we try to understand that okay, whether it is giving any impact to the society or not, that we are trying to measure here, right? Built on the depth and the breadth of its data source. Many publishers are working with the researcher, publishers, bibliometricians, librarians, institutional leaders, and other academicians to offer an evolving baskets of matrices. So I'm just giving you two example, and we will cover only two part. One such a organization or the publisher is elsewhere, and second is the Web of Science. So Scopus is actually supported by the elsewhere, and if we talk about the Publon profile and Publon publication, that is supported by the Web of Science, right? So we'll discuss both. We heard this word more, Scopus and Web of Science. We heard this word lesser, that's elsewhere and Publon, right? But we'll discuss that today in the today's session, right? Okay, so if you have any problem in a definition of research matrix, you can ask the question in a chat box. I hope everyone is clear with the research matrix. Why, what, and how. So how we will discuss now, right? So everyone is clear with the definition, I hope so, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, let's move to the different level of the research matrices. So there may be the general matrices, there may be the article level matrices, there may be the author and institutional level of matrices. Now, most of the researcher are very much interested in this author. So we'll discuss this author in a bit detail with some example. I will share my Scopus profile or Web of Science or Google Scholar profile or 1 or 2% from the participants also, because I'm sure that out of 80 participants there may be the 5 to 10 participants who may be having a good research profile. So we'll discuss that also, right? So what is a general level matrices? It's continue to be an important part of the total baskets. The reason is it is giving a multi-faceted view of the journal. So what may be the edge index of journal, or what may be the side score of the journal, what may be the impact factor of the journal. So impact factor word may be mostly heard by the each and every researcher or each and every participants who are the part of academic, right? Because in academic this side score and impact score is a more relevant, right? Then we talk about the article level matrices, and article level matrices provide insight into the way people interact with the individual piece of research outcome. So within a journal, there may be the 7 articles, but out of these 7 articles, it may be possible that one article is really impactful and creating lots of citation. So when we talk about a journal, all 7 articles total citation will be considered as a journal citation. But particular article, when giving a more citation, that article also can be measured with the article matrices or article impact factor, right? Similarly, if we talk about the author, we need to understand the author's H index, I index, I10 index. So it is not only I10 index, there may be the I7 and other index also there. But we'll discuss the I10 index, which is provided or actually given by the Google Scholar and Scopus both, right? So that is a generalized index which we will discuss. Similarly, when we talk about the publication by the institutes, like let's say for example, if we talk about the MS University, if I want to understand what is the research impact of the MS University, Gujarat University, GTU, Ganpat University, then what I need to do exactly is I need to understand that okay, whoever is doing a job or whoever having a their association with the Ganpat University did what type of research, what is the impact of their research, and then we can measure the overall I10 index or H index of the university level also or institute level also, right? So that will help actually in a rating ranking. Now they are talking about the institutional research matrices. Based on that, they are giving the score out of 5. So if you are a 3 star, 4 star, or whatever is defined based on the your H index, I10 index, and your research matrices of the institute or university, right? So we'll start the part of how we can calculate. We'll take a live example also, and we'll show you into the website also. Any question up to this point? Okay. Now, initially, impact factor was defined by the Clairviet Analytics in 2020, and they are generally measuring the impact factor and site score. Both is basically considered to be a impact of the particular journal only. The difference is average number of citations reserved in a particular year by the paper published in the journal during the last 2 preceding years is calculated in impact factor. While when we talk about the side factor, it is a particular year paper publication, but instead of 2 years, it is a 3 years, right? So there is a very little difference between the impact factor and side score, right? I will show you how you can check the side score. So I already taken temporary links for one journal, right? So this is the impact factor. This is the full research matrices of this journal, right? So journal level research matrices you can check on the home page of the journal. Not all journals are providing this particular type of research matrices, but whenever it is elsewhere, it is always providing. Whenever it is a web of science, it is a 90% case it is providing with this, because elsewhere actually the founder of this Scopus concept and created the Scopus profile on the Scopus homepage, right? So all mostly 90% of elsewhere publication are Scopus listed, right? So if it is a part of elsewhere, you need not to worry about it. It is a part of Scopus. Similarly, if it is a part of Web of Science, it is a part of Publon. You need not to worry about it, right? Now let's say for example, we'll take a definition of site score. You can do this activity simultaneously on your laptop also, so that you may be when going see let's say for example, if you have a name or you know the name of the journal of finance, right? For example, I'm just giving, right? You can click on this, right? This is a register. Now here you can go for the indexing. Generally it is available in about, right? So you can, okay, it is not listed as of now, but mostly it is given on the home page only, right? Just a minute. So you can search any elsewhere journal and you can get the definition. If you are concerned about the definition, elsewhere is giving a definition of each and every research matrices, right? So yeah. So where I am actually talking about the site score, how it is calculated. You can click on this site score, and the page of site score calculation is open for you, and it is giving an exact idea about how they are calculating site score, right? So yes, of course, we will not refer the 2022 because it is ongoing site score. If we are reporting or talking about the 2022 from the 1821, so that's a 3 years. As I already told you, site score is about 3 years, and this impact factor is about the 2 years. So we'll discuss that impact factor also. So in the last 3 years, total citation of this journal is a 2,84,000, and total documents, that's articles published with this journal, is 18,000, right? So this will give you a site score. Now, if I'm talking about the impact factor, it is for the 2 years, right? You can visualize it. So definition, if you click here, it will give definition. If you click here, it will show you the calculation, how it is calculated, right? So this is the calculation of it. Now this is the for the 2 years, as I already explained, right? 2 years. So 2 years and 5 years impact factor are separately mentioned. Mostly when we talk about the impact factor only, it is about the 2 years, right? So here it is for the sector-wise impact also shown you, that how much document from the engineering and environment have cited this, how many documents from the environmental science had cited this, green and sustainable science have cited this, and based on that, so if you are making a total number of this, divide by the documents published in 1920, you will get the impact factor of 2020, right? So out of 274, what is the contribution, that is also shown, right? So this impact factor is in the area wise. Then from which country there is a top readers list, right? So mostly this journal is referred by China, UK and USA, right? Mostly UK and USA is the highest reader of this type of journals, right? When it is having a B or A type of category in ABDC listing, right? If you talk about the what may be the timing for acceptance or rejection or minor or major revision of your article, so time for the first decision for most of the journal, average article is a 4 week. They are taking a 6.9 week to review articles. So after first decision taken by them, so they are informing you that your article is accepted with a minor revision or changes or whatever. they are again taking another review time for the 7 weeks, right? And then after the 7 weeks, within a point 7, you may consider 1 week. The article is published in this journal. So total is a 4 plus 7, 11 plus 1, 12 weeks. So 3 months is taken on an average. This is on an average. There may be the some article may be published earlier also, and there may be the some articles may be taking a more times than that also, right? If you want to go for the open access article, this is a charge. But generally, in India, we are not go for the open access. You can just publish your article here, and then it is available at paid, with the paid case into the journal website as well as the online, right? So if your article is not having a open access, you need to see OA means open access. So article publication charge is only taken for the open access. You can publish without open access also. If you publish without open access, there may be the no price. Everyone is with me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We are with you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are here.
Okay, if we talk about the site score matrices, you may calculate site score. Of course, it is for the 3 years, but you can calculate the site score on your, requirement of the frequency also. You can calculate monthly, so you can put the monthly tracker also. You may have a weekly, annually, 2 years, 3 years. So that also you can define, right? Comprehensive is based on the Scopus and the leading scientific science and database only. So what exactly this comprehensive site score means is, it is not including any citation except for the citation into the Scopus listed journal. So let's say, for example, my article is published into the Indian Journal of Finance, and I am citing the article from the finance journal, which is not part of Scopus. That will be not added in my site score. But let's say, for example, if I am published in the Indian Journal of Finance, and then there is another article which is also Scopus listed article and citing my work, then it is considered to be a comprehensive site score. Everyone is okay with this? This is very important. See, many a times, see, Google Scholar is giving you a overall Google Scholar index site score, right? So let me show. For example, when I'm creating this profile, many of my article is not added yet. I need to update my profile. But let's say, for example, this 27 citation may be of Scopus, may be of not, right? But when we talk about the same profile into the Scopus author profile, if I am fast, let me know, right? I will reduce my speed. See, affiliation is equally important. I will talk about that later. Now here, my research matrix is only, so see, here citation is only 7, while in a Google Scholar citation is showing a 27, right? For the last 5 years only, right? So citation mostly created in last 5 years only, right? Are we clear with this? So when I am
Yes, sir.
talking
Yes,
about
sir. Clear.
comprehensive, I am talking about the Scopus only, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is a SJR? So this is a basical, the platform where you may have a, Scopus source list is available. Not only that, you may be identify the journal whether it is available on a Scopus or not. Also, SJR is providing a score. Right, I can write down the name of journal. Any journal we can add here. Okay. Any suggestion from the audience? Just write down in the chat box. Do not speak. If you want to check the another journal, which is a Scopus listed, and if you wish to look at the research matrices of it, we can look it from the SJR also. Can give the name Journal of Behavioral Finance. Let me take this. It is taking some time. Just wait for me. H index is given, but there is a lots of it is available now. So this is a SJR score, right? Then this is a citation detail, citation per document detail, international collaboration of this journal detail, right? Here is the impact factor. This 0.46 is the impact factor, which is also called the SJR score, right? And here is the other details of the journal is given, scope and all, right? If you want to go to the journal's homepage, you can directly click here, right? H index is also one research matrices of the journal, right? So here you can find out the research matrices of the journal from the SJR also, right? So that is also part of supported by the Elsewhere and Scopus only, right? So it is based on the concept of a transfer of the prestige between the journal via their citation links, right? So one journal is showing a citation of the other journal, journal is showing a citation of the the previous journal, and so on, right? So it is a based on the Google page rank algorithm. So here, when we talk about the SJR, it is not only take the article which is a Scopus listed. It is taking all the article which is available on the open access platform. So maybe Web of Science is also included in the SJR impact factor score, H index score, even Google Scholar Index, or many other indexes are available. Campbell's index and many other indexation is available. So those all index journals are available here, right? Okay. So this is all from the source. This definition is all taken from this particular page. Here is the page detail, not given here. But if you are going on the home page, so let me go to the home page of Scopus. Right here, all the definitions are given. I think you need to select at least one journal, then it is showing the matrices. Okay, yes, here it is, right? So you can select from this source detail also, that is from the Scopus homepage. So you need to visit the Scopus homepage and then you can do like this. Also, if you want to list the whole list, you can download from here. Book Scopus listed book list, you can download it from here, right? Whichever journals are discontinued, you can find that list from here also, right? Now, what is the source normalized impact per paper? So this is a SJR score. Now this is about the per paper score. Is a basically sophisticated matrix that intrinsically account for the field specific difference. So what is the field specific? If you look at this particular case, if I am going to this impact factor, now first of all, let me clarify this. This is a journal of cleaner production. What you think this is the from the which area? Whether you consider this journal of engineering journal, management journal, environmental journal, which type of journal you may consider it? Quickly.
Environmental journal.
Environmental, perfectly correct. So let's say for example, when I'm clicking here, it is giving me a 9.297 as a total, which is including the citation in engineering and environment, environmental science, and green and sustainable science technology also. Now we'll consider the environmental science, that is 274 citation only to calculate the impact factor, then that will be considered to be a SNIP. Now is it clear to all? It is very contextual citation. Are we clear? So that is also freely available and calculate annually from the Scopus, right? So if you are clicking on this, here the journal site score, percentile, citation of document, publisher, SJR, SNIP. Can you see? All the detail of document, particular journal is given here. Let's say, for example, I am interested in a specific journal. Let's say finance research letters, right? If I want to understand this, I can click here and all the citation, cited, SNIP, SJR score, right? If I want to go for what is SJR score, it is not given directly, but this is the SJR score. Where is the SJR page? Right? Let me check one. Journal of Finance. It is giving the highest SJR, SNIP score. $16.46, and that is available here. Can you see 16.46? Right? Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now you can understand the article influence within a journal also. Through the two things, one is the article influence score and second is the eigen factor calculation, right? So what you need to do is you need to divide the eigen factor score by the percentage of all articles recorded in the particular journal citation report. Now what is the journal citation report? That journal citation report is again published by the Clarivate Analytics, right? Clarivate Analytics is also supported Web of Science. Right, this is also the Web of Science supported. So if you want to identify whether particular journal is listed on Web of Science or not, you can search from here, right? And this is providing the citation report every year. I'm not going to the detail of it, but yes, you may have a this is a Web of Science journalist. You can write down the journal name. Journal of, I think one candidate given the name of Journal of Finance Behavior. Let me take that. Uh, Let me take this. Exact match is not available, right? So whenever it is not exact match, based on the relevancy, the journal name is displayed, and then they are giving a match score also. Let's say, for example, search by match score is the one option. So 90% match, 25% match. Based on that, that will be giving a listing of the journal. Now this journal is not Web of Science listed, but Journal of Finance is definitely listed in the Web of Science. Can you see? This is a Scopus listed also, and Web of Science listed also. While Indian Journal of Finance is only Scopus listed, but not in the list of Web of Science, right? Okay. Now the question here is, when I am talking about the Eigen score, should be divide the Eigen score should be divided by the percentage of all articles recorded, right? So the question is, what is the Eigen factor? The Eigen factor score is rating of the total importance of the specific journal, and journal are rated according to the number of incoming citation, with the citation from the highly ranked journals weighted to. So what it means is, when I have this list, where is the list? Yes, this list. Which one is the highest impact journal? What do you see? See, मैंने एरिया कर दिया यहाँ पे फिनांस का, ठीक है? उसके बाद मैंने ये दिख रहा है सब्जेक्ट फिनांस, उसके बाद मैंने सर्च मार दिया, उसमें which journal is showing as a first? Journal of Finance. So in all parameter, whether we talk about the citation, document published, percentage citation, SNIP score, SJR score, which journal is the giving the highest impact into the area of finance? Journal of Finance. Another second number is which one? Review of Financial Study. Yes or no?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if you look at the rank based on SNIP and SJR, based on this SJR and SNIP, if I want to ask a simple question, if your article is cited by this two journal, or let's say this journal and if your article is cited by Journal of Finance, and if your article is cited by Journal of Economic Development, which citation is more important? Yes. Can anybody tell me which is more important? Journal of Economic Development. Are you sure? What is a SJR score? 0.189. So is the 0.189 is a good score, or this 16.46 is a good score? Which one?
16.46 is good score.
Of course, right? So if your article is cited in Journal of Finance, of course, it is a very difficult task. I am just giving an example. So if your article is cited in a Journal of Finance one time, and your article is cited in a Journal of Economic Development one time, which one time is more important? Journal of Finance. So how I can give the more importance to the my article when cited into the Journal of Finance instead of Journal of Economic Development? Then the simple answer is, I need to go for the weighted average score. So let's say, for example, I have a 15 citation, I have all the journal of that 15 citation, I have a SJR score of that. Based on that score, I may give the weightage that, okay, this citation may having a more weightage, this citation may having a less weightage. And based on weightage, I will finally decide that, okay, what is my Eigen score? So Eigen score is calculated based on what? Weighted of the citation into the rank journal. So highly ranked journal, more weightage of your citation. Less ranked journals, less weightage of your citation. And then you may be able to search your article influence. So the article influence and Eigen factor is very precisely giving the idea about the impact of your overall research. Because if your overall research is impacting, it will be definitely going to cited by the higher rank journals. Otherwise, no. Is it clear to all? ये जो
Yes,
गेम
sir.
होती है ना पब्लिकेशन और साइटेशन में, कि जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं अभी आपका सेशन ले रहा हूँ और मैं अपने 2-3 आर्टिकल आपको दे रहा हूँ और बोलूंगा कि प्लीज साइट इट, राइट, और प्लीज रिफर दिस आर्टिकल, एंड देन यू आर गिविंग मी अ साइटेशन। पर आप अगर मुझे साइटेशन दोगे ना, तो आपका जो जर्नल में पब्लिकेशन होगा तो डेफिनेटली इट मे बी हैविंग अ नॉट इन अ हायर ग्रेड। If it is in a higher grade, definitely I will get the more benefit. But generally, when the editors also many times insist you, when your article is about to publish, the editor from the journal will giving you 7 to 10 articles from his own or her own journal to cite in your articles, so increase the impact factor. Yani, this is the most of the editor is doing. So even when you are targeting a particular journal, make sure in your manuscript that you are minimum, I'm talking about minimum, citing a 5 to 7 articles from the same journal. Because if you don't have a single article cited from the same journal, they generally not accept it. They say that okay, paper is good quality, but you can cite more work, more literature review is required, and then they are giving you a set of articles from their own journal. So when you are citing it, then they will accept it. How we clear? So what happened that when you are citing the journal from the same journal, it is giving, but this is actually not giving you an actual picture. Now Eigen factor will remove this problem. SNIP will remove this problem, right? Because self-citation or journal's own citation may be not calculated in that, right? Because the weightage of the own journal will be lesser if it is in a low rank. Of course, if it is in a high rank, then definitely you need to cite it. So nothing wrong in it if high rank journals are doing that activity. But when low rank journals are doing that activity forcefully, then they are making their citation. It is not giving a incremental benefit to the hygiene factors of those journals, right? And article influence is also not making a sense, right? But when it is cited by the higher rank journal, that's a different scenario. Is it clear to all? I hope everyone is with me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It is clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are
Sankar, we
listening,
are not
sir.
talking.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Sankar, we
Yes.
are not talking about good and bad here. We are talking about how we
Yes,
may
sir.
be
Yes, sir.
eliminate the problems of identifying the good or best research, right? Because we are always interested into the number. Now, when we are interested in number, people find the way to increase the number, right? When people are find the way of increase the number with the practice, which is actually not giving impact. Because see, what is the meaning of self citation? I am reading my article, I am preparing a new manuscript or new research article, and then I am saying that okay, Abhishek Parikh ने ये किया था और Abhishek Parikh now doing this, and then I am citing it there. Now what it means that my article is read by myself. Is it the impact in society? See, I'm not saying that it is a right or wrong. Sometimes you require self-citation. You don't have any option. Because if, let's say, for example, particular area, nobody else did that work, and now you are doing a work and building up with a new model. I'm just giving an example of that. Uh, finance, there is a, CAPM model, then Pharma French three-factor model of asset pricing is come in the picture. Now, when Pharma French themselves is identified the five-factor model, they need to cite their own Pharma French three-factor model. Nothing wrong in it. But what I am saying is, if this Pharma French three-factor for just development of new model is referred, it's okay. But if you are self-citing yourself to just increase your number, doesn't make any sense, right? So when we are talking about identifying by the other researcher to identify whether you are a good researcher or not, they will look at the how many other people's or the what are the cross citation. So if I am talking about the citation of Pharma French three factor in my article, or in a article of the any other finance guy who is writing his paper in the journal of asset management, or journal of portfolio management, or journal of financial derivatives, and citing a Pharma French three factor, will giving a more value to the Pharma French three factor article. Is it clear to you, Sankar? So it's nothing wrong in it. I'm not saying that you can't self-cite. Self-cite करते ही है अभी सब. It's not a big deal, right? What I'm saying is कि वो फिर ये आइजन फैक्टर या SNIP में वो कैलकुलेशन में that will be deducted, right? क्योंकि वेटेज कम हो जाएगा, आपकी जनरल के हिसाब से वेटेज हो जाएगा. Are you getting my point or not, Shankar? I'm expecting answer from you. This question was the basically Shankar R. Shankar R, are you there? Yes, okay. Done. Now we just had a discussion initially that social media impact is also important, right? We had an initial discussion that if it is cited on the social media platform or article is if I want to write down the blog articles, news articles, and then I want to understand the impact of it, there is a two more indices given as a Plumex and news flow. Plumex matrices provide the insight into the way of people interact with the individual piece of research output, not necessarily research output with any article output, right? So article, conference proceedings, book chapters, and many more in the online environment. So open access, online available. Now, if I am citing your article, you are citing my article, and lots of people start citing my article, then it may be possible that you are citing my article in a normal discussion, or industry people are citing their my work in their client acquisition, but at that time this citation is not went into the Scopus listed journal. This citation will not go into the Web of Science. Does it mean that this citation is not important because it is cited by the, let's say for example, simple example, if I am doing some work in a research in a finance which is actually giving a new dimension to the portfolio management, and Rakesh Junjunwala is citing it on the news channel, Professor Parikh or something like that, or Rakesh Junjunwala is writing his blog or in his article and citing it, is it going to in a Scopus? No, answer is no. Web of Science? No. Does it mean that this influence is not considered? Of course, it should be considered. So that's why Plumex is helping us. Newsflow offers the researcher and academician institute a way of measure the wider impact of their work by tracking and analyzing the media coverage. So social media, Facebook में कहाँ पे हो रहा है, 50 जगह पे Facebook पे like आया, feedback आया, it means that they are reading it. Sometimes it is also possible that reading is very widely, but there may be not any citation. So reading is also important, right? So that's covered in this news flow. Now come to the author and institute level indices. I need to wind it up in 20 minutes, so I will do bit faster. So let me go one by one very quickly. Citation, of course, this is the number of total citation. Generally, we are considering last 5 years only, and even Google Scholar is providing the last 5 years citation. This is the last 5 years, 27 citation only. H index is the largest number H such that the H publication have at least H citation. Now this statement may not making a sense, so let me talk from here. That okay, my one article having a one publication, so I have a one H index definitely. Now move to the higher number 3. Okay, so here there is a more citation, but is the do I have a 3 articles with the 3 citation? Answer is no. So then this 3 is not a citation. Okay, then move to the number 2. How many articles are having a more than 2? Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 articles having a 2 more than 2 citation, yes. Move to the H index 2. Then now 3 articles. How many articles having a more than 3 citation? 1, 2, 3. So yes, 3 H index I can calculate. How many articles have a more than 4 H citation? 1, 2, and 3. Now I don't have a 4 article with the more than 4 citation. So here I will stop. So what should be my H index? My H index is 3. I am again repeating. One by one जाना है. एक आर्टिकल में एक citation है. Answer is yes. You are better than 1 H index. 2 आर्टिकल में 2 citation है. 2 H index. 3 आर्टिकल में 3 साइटेशन है, 3H इंडेक्स. 4 आर्टिकल्स में 4 साइटेशन है, नहीं है. ओनली 3 आर्टिकल में 4 साइटेशन है. स्टॉप दैट. Are we clear with the H index? Am I clear? Yes, Shankar, perfectly correct. I-10 index is the number of publication which is having at least 10 citations. So here you need not to look at the 10 articles with the 10 citation. If 2 articles with the 10 citation, your I-10 is a 2. If 3 articles with the 10 citation, I-10 is a 3, and so on, right? So what should be my I-10 index? Only 1 article, so it's a 1, right? And 2021 में मेरा highest citation गया है, because it is not giving output on the spot. Sometimes your output is created over a longer period of time, right? Even if I am looking at my Scopus profile, I may have an article in the 1990, the 2 article, which is the most cited also, and that is again due to the reason is I am just had completed my PhD. So the moment you are completing your PhD, you have very high chances of creating a good research output, right? During PhD, I have only 1 publication. And now I understand how I can get the publication in Scopus. So slowly and gradually, it may be increasing the number and citation, right? Are we clear? So understanding is very important. Based on that only you can target. Let me give you okay. See, this is already discussed. Scopus versus Web of Science. You need to make a profile into both of them. How you can prepare the profile? Yes, if you don't have a profile, first of all, I always suggest or request each and every participants to create the orchid profile. This profile is required for the most of the scientific journals, right? So if you don't have, register here. If you want to create through the Google, you can directly sign in with the Google. It will be create your Google profile. My orchid number is available with the Abhishek.Parikh profile. So here I can having a sign in available, right? Can you see? This is my orchid profile. Right, these are my publications. This is my publication in IIM Bangalore, not yet any citation, because it is a recent publication in 2021 only, right? So not cited. I think there is a 2 citation which is in a Web of Science, but it is not reflected yet. It is also taking some time to reflection, right? So I think it is not a Scopus listed, so it will be not reflected in Scopus. IIM Bangalore का जो जर्नल है, that is not Scopus listed. Yes, तो ये यहाँ पे नहीं है, पर Web of Science में है. Let me show my Web of Science profile. Okay, I can see my profile. You also can see my profile, right? So here this is available, right? It is a Web of Science publication, but not published. So that's with the IIM Ahmedabad faculty, A.K. Jaiswal sir, and Jayesh Patel. He is my colleague. Jayesh Patel has a good research profile. You can search it. right? So which profile you need to make? Scopus, Web of Science, Google Scholar और SET, ये चार तो होना ही होना चाहिए, राइट? नहीं है तो आज ही क्रिएट कर लेगा. इज एवरीवन क्लियर? किसी का है प्रोफाइल? एनीवन हैव अ प्रोफाइल ऑफ Scopus or
No,
Cheat
sir.
or
No, sir. No, sir.
no one have that profile? Okay, so let me share the
I will
link
update,
for
sir.
creating a profile. Go here and create it, right? And then you can further on create a Scopus profile. And Web of Science profile. I request each and every participants to create at least this 4 profile. It will create the matrices automatically for you. And the last but not least is a Google Scholar profile. Google Scholar may you just need to write down the Google Scholar. They will ask from their side to create your profile, right? If you don't have a profile, they will ask you to create a profile. You just go to the Scholar, right? This 4 profile must be there for the any researcher to look at their own research output. मैंने अच्छा किया है कि नहीं किया है, ऐसा भी एक query होता है ना inside. So you can go through that, right? Okay. The most important, you can search the good articles from Google Scholar and EBSCO and try to take a citation of the only Scopus Web of Science, right? So I prefer that whenever you are citing any journal article, first of all check the list whether it is available in Scopus listing or not. I already shown that from where you can create the Scopus list from here, from the search box also you can check, right? So I always request everyone to make sure that you are citing the article which is already Scopus and Web of Science listed, right? Because other article, if you are even citing, will be reduce the your article quality. No problem, Akash. Akash, let me check the Akash profile. Akash Balmiki. Is this your?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, if I want to look at his profile on Google Scholar, okay, so this is a total citation, H index, I-10 index, right? So this is his profile. Nahin, is this you? I don't think this is you.
No, sir. This is not my profile, sir.
Okay, so let me search in the Google Scholar only. Is this your? I think this is your.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you have a first publication in intersection of multidisciplinary research. Yes. So this is your profile, but you don't have a score because your article is not yet to cite. Once it is cited, it will be creating the profile, right? On the
Sir,
right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right.
Yes. Anyone else?
sir, email also is not verified in the account, sir. In that Google Scholar account, email also is not verified.
Yeah, true. You should verify the email also. Then only it will be helping you. Okay.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
The last point, not a list. I'm sharing this also with you, which is very important for all of you. If you are doing your PhD, and if you have a requisition of publishing a minimum two research paper from the list of UGC care, so of course Scopus is automatically UGC listed, but when you don't have a Scopus publication, and if you are opting for the UGC listed journal, make sure that this should be not the the page. This is a colon journal. अब यहाँ पे क्लिक करोगे ना, यही सब नंबर होगा, यही सब होगा. ठीक है, दो जर्नल है एक ही नाम की. ठीक है, अब ये सही जर्नल है कि ये सही जर्नल है, कहां से पता चलेगा? आपको इसमें पब्लिश करना है कि इसमें पब्लिश करना है? डिफरेंशिएशन कर पाते हो दो जर्नल में? Everyone is with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
राइट. सो यहाँ से आपको क्लोन जर्नल्स मिल जाएगी, तो आपको ये क्लोन जर्नल में पब्लिश नहीं करवाना है. राइट, टेक केयर ऑफ इट. अगर स्कोपस लिस्टेड है तो स्कोपस के होम पेज पे मिल जाएगा. जस्ट वेरीफाई कि आपका जर्नल जो है स्कोपस लिस्टेड है कि नहीं है. अगर वेब ऑफ साइंस है तो वेब ऑफ साइंस के जर्नल के लिस्ट पे चले जाओ, वहां पे क्लेवरेट का जो लिस्ट है उसमें आपका जर्नल का नाम डालो. अगर नहीं है तो डू नॉट गो फॉर दोस जर्नल, right? Because they are charging like a 35,000 and then it is found fake journals. So do not do that. Thank you all of you. Good day to all of you.